Baby's first Dungeons and Dragons video on the channel. You thought this was exclusively gonna be a gaming channel? Think again! I made a promise to myself last year that I would become a Notion girly, and by gum, I have fulfilled that promise. I use Notion for everything. I use it as a personal journal, I use it to plan content, and recently I started using it as a tool for my Dungeons and Dragons games. If you are unfamiliar, which I doubt if you clicked on this video, but maybe you are, Notion is a super customizable planning and note-taking app, and it is perfect for keeping all of my D&D stuff in one place. So when I tweeted a couple screenshots of my character sheet, I got so many people asking how the heck I did it. So today I'm gonna walk you through a little tour of my Dungeons and Dragons Notion board. Before I jump into the actual board though, I do want to shout out a few creators whose templates or resources I've used as part of this board. First, the original template that I use across my entire Notion board comes from Dobo Chobo here on YouTube. Many of the icons I use come from Daphne Dye's Garden of Words kit, and a lot of the page designs for this particular character sheet come from _Illos on Reddit. I think I'm saying that correctly. All of their links are down in the description, and without further ado, let's jump into my board. Here she is, my beautiful Notion board. Let me walk you through her. So first things first, my entire Notion board is The Legend of Zelda themed, and that worked out really well because I'm currently playing in a Breath of the Wild themed campaign where I play a Gerudo, and so it just sort of worked out. So let's just start at the top. Right up here, I have the name of our campaign, which is called Champion's Call, and then right underneath it, I have a quote that I made blue, because obviously we're going for a bit of a blue-green theme here. I love splitting my pages into different columns. You can see I have 3 columns here, which is very easy to do. If you just do /columns, you can add up to 5 columns on one page. On the left here, this is something I have on all of my different Notion pages. It just has links back to other sections of my Notion. So I have quick links for my personal page, my content page, and my IRL jorb. Below that, I have a link to my D&D Beyond character sheet, just in case I need to change anything, I need to add anything. My D&D Beyond sheet is connected to my campaign, so like my Dungeon Master has access to it as well. And right underneath it, I have a little sketch of my character, my beloved Haya. Shout out to Sable for doing this very quick little sketch on the fly, like I think after our very first session. In the middle here, I have a breadcrumb. This is one of my favorite things on Notion. This is just really cute to have at the top of each of your pages. It just shows where everything is in your board. Below that, I'm using some toggles to add in some lore documents. These were written by my Dungeon Master, and I thought they might just be fun to have as a reference for the different aspects of the history of our campaign. And below that, I just have a basic table of all of our different party members, their levels, the races, the classes we are, just so I can remember. And then on the right here, some fan art, super cute. I will throw the of whoever drew this because I don't remember right now. So right below this top section, I have my personal character's stuff. We'll go into these pages in a second, but first I want to keep scrolling down to the bottom of this page to show you the rest of it. I'm playing a warlock, so below all of my different features, I have my spellbook listed. These are each callouts. So I have my casting ability, spell save DC, and spell attack bonus, each in an individual callout so I can see them really clearly. And now we are getting into my first databases. I swear, once you hop on the database train, you are never getting off. So you can see I have all of my spells listed out here. It's got the name, the level, the action type, the school of magic, and then if it's a combat-based spell, the saving throw attached to it and the damage type. What I love about databases is that you can open in side peeks, so you can like stay on this main page while also looking at the inside of the database. And all of these pages are really simple. I just added a little emoji relevant to the spell and then listed out the spell text. So I can open up each of these and stay on my spell book while also looking at the spell text. The last part of my spellbook section, other than this other little piece of fan art, is a board view of a database that I am holding my spell slots in. If you're playing something like a bard or a wizard, this might need to be a little bigger, but I am playing a warlock, so I only have 2 measly little spell slots, but I can check them off as they get used. That's everything on the main page. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of my character. I have 5 different pages right now. I might add more to this as certain things in our campaign come up, but we've really just started, so this is all I really need right now. Backstory questions, these were sent to me by my DM. I have each of the questions listed in a call out and then my answers right below them. I had this in a separate Google Doc, and I feel like if your DM sends you any backstory questions, they just can get lost so easily. And I wanted this close by just in case I forgot a name or forgot something in her backstory. Now that I'm thinking about it, we are playing a Breath of the Wild themed campaign and are total amnesiacs, so maybe this is not the most relevant right now, but it could be later. I don't know. Right below that, I have my notes. This is probably the simplest page you've ever seen in your life. It's literally just toggles. It's just toggles, but I do want to point something out. Within that toggle, you can make things stand out more. So like I have bolded different NPCs. We got our first memory in this session, so I made it into a call out so that I would remember it. There's ways to make this fancier, but I can't be arsed right now. Moving on to the second column, I just want to talk about this little section because I feel like people don't know that you can upload different icons. So I just went on Google and I found the little divine beast icon, and you can add custom icons to pretty much everything that has an icon attached to it. And I just think it like elevates it a little more. But let's get into features and traits, shall we? I love this page. I love this page so much. So features and traits, I have my class features over here, my racial features over here. For my class features, I have it in a database that is filtered by my level. So you can see if I click on filter, I have a section on this database that I've called obtained. And if I remove that, you can see I have everything here up to 20th level. Again, because this is a database, I can open them up in a side profile. Some of them are really simple, like Otherworldly Patron is basically just a brief description of you get a patron. But other things, like my Eldritch Invocations, I have toggle menus, which have the descriptions of each of the invocations that I've taken. And as I level up, I can check off that box that says I have them at whatever level I'm at, and they'll show up in this list. On the right here, I have all of my racial features, so I have my language, size, speed. These are all just very basic text boxes because they don't change as you level up. Shout out to Reed, my dungeon master, for giving me these excellent homebrew Gerudo racial features. And then if we scroll down, I basically just converted the warlock table as it is shown in the player's handbook over to Notion. Then we get to my last two pages, opening up the inventory. Up top here, we have all of the money that I definitely have. Obviously, Zelda-themed campaign, we have rupees, so I've listed out all of the rupees and their value, but if you're playing in a regular D&D campaign, you could change this out for just copper, silver, and gold and change the values as such. Below that, we have consumables. So the only thing I have right now is a Korok seed, but you could throw like potions of healing in here or any kind of food supplies if you're doing a more survival campaign. And below that, we have just miscellaneous items. Key differences in these databases, I have a properties tab under the consumables database that shows the properties of the item. So for example, if you have a potion, you could write out the effect of that potion. For my Korok seed, it's a standing 1d6 of inspiration to be used at any time. So I've written out 1d6 inspiration. And then under the items list, I have a tag list to show what type of item it is, whether it's a weapon, a magic item, a piece of armor, etc., etc. Just love a good database, man. Lastly, we have my stats page. This is essentially the meat and potatoes of your character sheet, all the different numbers. So you can see I have my AC, initiative, HP, etc. right up top, all in different callouts. And then below that, I have my core stats, saving throws, and skills, all in different code boxes, which just allows you to get this cool text. Again, super easy to get. If you just do /code, you can capture a code snippet, which I think people use to like do math equations and stuff, but I'm using it to make my D&D character look more fancy. Key things to note here again, I've added little icons for all of my different callouts. I've changed the color of some of the text just to make it stand out a little more. And then under my skills, each of the things that I have proficiency with, I've just marked with a little asterisk. And that's basically everything. To be clear, I am still very early in this campaign, and so I assume by the end of it, when we're gearing up to fight Calamity Ganon, this Notion board is going to look very different. But for right now, I am very, very happy with it. And because I am so generous, if you guys want this template for yourself, I have uploaded it to my Ko-Fi page. I'm calling it Champion's Call to Share Uwu. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please let me know by leaving a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if this video does well, maybe I can make another one like it to show off the Notion board I use for my Curse of Strahd campaign, which I'm currently DMing. In the meantime, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one.